Hi, welcome to Fluid Mechanics. Today we are going to learn the momentum equation. So as generalized, momentum equation coming from Newton's second law, which is F equal to ma. Right? F equal to ma. So we write here F equal to mass times acceleration. So from here, normally in engineering field, many engineers or scientists prefer to convert this form into integral form, which is this form. Alright. Why they need to convert into integral form? Because they want to solve very complex solution, complex model. Alright. So why using the integral form? Basically, it is a solution form where they try to integrate from a small indefinite size of particle. Upon they integrate, they can get the very big region or very big model. That's why they use the integral form. However, in the integral form, we have two parts, which is the system and control volume. This is in terms of system, where basically F equal to ma. This is actually mass times acceleration. Where is the mass? Mass is, remember, density equal to mass over volume. Sorry, this is in terms of mass over volume. So density equal to mass over volume. In order to get the mass equal to density times volume. So where is the density? This is density, this is volume. This reflect to mass and this reflect to velocity. Velocity divided with time is acceleration. That's why this is, right? This is actually velocity over time, which is acceleration. So we can say that F equal to mass times acceleration. So from here, we need to specify where is the system. Alright, remember that we're going to use the RTT, Renault Transport Theorem, to convert the system integral form into the control volume form. So by using the standard equation, which is capital D over dt of the system is equal to d over dt of control volume intensive property, which is the extensive property divided with mass, multiply with the density dV. This is volume plus the control surface. This is in terms of control surface. Rho V and dA. Alright. So from here we need to determine the n for the system, the property, the extensive property from the system. From here we can say that the whole this thing inside here is the n, which is the capital N of the system. So the n of the system basically, this is mass times velocity. So that's why this we call the n for the momentum equation. The extensive property for the momentum equation is equal to m times v. So let's substitute mv into this form. So d over dt bracket n of the system, which is mv, equal to d over dt integral of control volume. The control volume refer to this. If there is the flow, Alright, this is the control volume. There is flow in and flow out. And suddenly, this, for example, this water. Alright, we can see that inside here, this is a control volume. So the rate change of mass, the rate change of extensive property inside the control volume, we refer to this first term. Alright, so intensive property, we refer directly from here. Intensive property is equal to N over mass. So extensive property divided with mass, we got the, here we got the velocity. So the intensive property, which is the velocity, we substitute here, velocity time density dV, right, plus integral of control surface. Control surface means this surface, alright, this surface, outside surface. We call it as a flux. And this actually refers to the intensive property. We have intensive property, which is V rho V dot N dA. So you can see that my equation here is basically the same with this equation. So this is actually the integral, this is actually the summation of force. Alright, we use this form, right, to express in terms of control volume and control surface. Next, when we talk about steady uniform flow, that means the steady mean the change of time is equal to 0. The uniform flow means the flow normally will be like this. This is the flow inside the pipe. The flow inside the pipe will be non-uniform. This is the velocity profile. However, when they assume that this flow has no shear stress, alright, no shear stress along the wall, the flow will be converted into uniform flow. So this is what it means by uniform flow. So if the flow is uniform and steady, for n number of entrant and exit, the previous equation can be simplified into, remember the previous equation can be simplified into this one. This term cancel, become 0 because with respect to time, and this will be expanded further. Alright, so from here we will expand further the previous equation equal to the integral of control surface, alright, velocity multiply with density, and velocity dot product with n, normal surface dA. So this equation we convert into this form, the summation form. So n refer to number of entrance and exit. So for this case, alright, for example, let's take a look about the flow. For example, the flow from here and go to here. So this arrow pointing outward. So this is n positive. This arrow pointing inward. So n negative. So when we try to substitute into this equation, right, summation of force equal to, for example, we take this is point number 2 and point number 1. Point number 2 first is positive, right, because the n is pointing outward from control volume. And positive rho 2A to V2 V2. The n is referred to this value. alright, which is positive, which is when we substitute, it is 1. Alright, it is a unit vector, normal to the surface. And we have to plus 0.1, which is the vector n is pointing inward, which is negative. Negative rho 1, A1, V1, V1. So from this one equation, you can see exactly the same like this equation. Alright, then we know that the density, the area and velocity here can be reflected into the mass flow rate. The mass flow rate is rho A V. This is the mass flow rate formula. So assume that the mass flow rate is the same. Since this is the water, the density is the same. From the point number 1 to point number 2, we can say that the mass flow rate is constant for the point number 1 and 2. The only difference here is the velocity. Velocity 2 minus velocity 1. So we can say this equation exactly the same with this form. F equal to mass flow rate time velocity 2 minus velocity 1. So from here, you realize that we have 3 separated components, x, y, and z. So for this case, we try to separate in terms of x, y, and z analysis. So from here, we just add the subscript of x and x, y and y, z and z. Alright. And next, this is how they show one example of steady uniform flow, where we need to determine the x component of the force of the joint on the nozzle. Alright. So from here, we know that the flow coming from here to here, right? And we have the reaction force. We call as the Fy and Fy and Fx component. So with this reaction force, this force is required to hold the nozzle from moving. Alright, we have the screw. Definitely we have the reaction point, x and y direction. So how to use the momentum equation? We will separate into the x component. So this x component, alright, remember that F summation of force in x component equal to flow rate in terms of V2x minus V1x. This is the formula. So summation of force in x component, where's the force in x component? You can see this force is basically going to the left. It is negative. So summation of force of x equal to negative F of x under joint. And then we have this pressure force pointing to the control volume. So plus. Right, this force is basically going to the right. So going to the right is plus P1A1, alright, equal to mass flow rate V2. Do we have the point number 2? Velocity 2 at the x component? No, we don't have that. So 0 minus V1x, which is V1x. You can see here, this coming from here, this flow. Alright, velocity coming from here. V1. V1. So that's why this equation we can simplify, become negative f of x joint plus P1A1 equal to negative, alright, negative m flow rate V1. So this equation the same with this equation. So that is how we derive the equation to make sure it is the same with this form. Normally, you need to understand the concept first. So this is the momentum equation for the steady uniform flow. Alright, for example, we take a look at the point to find the force of the gate on the flow. Let's take a look about this example. So when we talk about the F component, the X component, alright, where's the X component? So this X component we refer to F of the gate. Right, the gate has the reaction force to hold this gate from moving. So the force pointing to the left, it is negative, plus F1, which is, this is F1, the force going to the right, positive, minus F2, which is the force to the left, F2, equal to M V2 minus V1, because we have two components, 2 points, point number 1 and point number 2. So, alright. So I think that's all about this momentum equation. Alright. So let's take a look about this. Let's try this example, the momentum equation. Alright. So the question is, water flow through a horizontal pipe band and exit into the atmosphere. You can see here, this is the real case. This is the horizontal pipe band coming from left to right. The diameter is 75 mm. Going from the left to the right, the flow rate is 8.3 the power of 10 negative 3. Calculate the force in each of the rod holding the pipe band in position. So the question asks to find the reaction force holding this pipe. So we have the Rx and Ry component. Neglect the body force and viscous effect. Means they requested you to neglect the weight of the control volume and viscous effect and shear force on the rod. So we neglect the shear wall, the shear stress on the wall. So that means the flow is uniform flow. We can use the average velocity. So for our analysis, it is better to draw the control volume wall. Alright, this is control volume surface. The dotted here is the control volume surface. After we draw the control volume surface, we specify point number 1 and point number 2. We have velocity 1 and velocity 2. Upon we define the control volume, definitely we have the hydrostatic force pointing to the system, pointing to the right. And then this exit is exposed to the atmosphere. So we say that when it is exposed to the atmosphere, the pressure number 2 is equal to 0. You can see P2 equal to 0. P1, we refer to the pressure at 1. So the solution here is we need to select the control volume. Alright. Since the rod have been cut, the force that the rod exerts on the control volume are included. Alright. the force that exert the control volume, this force, you need to have this force exert on the control volume are included. So that means there is the flow. Suddenly you cut the flow to form the cross section, and automatically there is the counter of flow. This we call as the forces that exert the flow, exert the control volume. The pressure force at the entrance of the control volume is also shown. The flexible section is capable of resisting the interior pressure, right? So the body force here is negligible. Therefore, no other force are shown. So the first step, we need to calculate the velocity inlets, alright? Velocity inlet and velocity outlet. So V1 and V2. In order to get the velocity, we consider that the flow rate is constant, alright, over the entire section. So Q1 equal to Q2, the flow rate of water. So Q, remember that the flow rate, the formula of flow rate is equal to, alright, the formula of flow rate is referred to Q equal to A times velocity. This is only for incompressible flow, which is we call as a water. If the gas, we need to use the mass flow rate, which is rho AV or rho Q, the mass flow rate. Next, by using the constant flow rate, Q1 is equal to Q2, we can find the velocity at point 1. So V1 is equal to Q over A, area 1. Alright? And V2 is equal to Q over A2. So area, remember we use the cross-sectional area. When you look at here, this is your eyes, the area is circle. So when the area is circle, we use the formula of cross-sectional area of the circle is pi d squared over 4. So that's why this is pi, diameter is 75 mm, convert to meter over 4. And this is the same goes here for the area. Alright, this radius is 37.5 mm. So you need to use this radius. Do not use this radius, yeah? This area is different with this area. After you get the velocity point 1, which is 1.88, and velocity point 2, which is 7.52, alright, you need to use the Bernoulli equation, or you can use the energy equation. Remember, the energy equation include the head of the turbine or head of the pump with the loss. But this one, there is no consider of the turbine or pump, or this one there is no loss because this is only a small section. We omit any loss. So by using Bernoulli equation, which is V squared over 2G plus pressure over gamma. This is point number 1 and point number 2. And basically we have the Z1 plus Z2. Alright, let me write it back, the Bernoulli equation. Alright, the Bernoulli equation, which is V1 squared over 2G plus P1 over gamma, which is rho G, plus Z1 equal to V2 squared over 2G plus P2 over gamma plus sec2. So since we consider that, alright, the Z1 and Z2 is very small. You can see the radius is in millimeter. Alright, so 0.1 and 0.2, the Z is very small, which is almost equal, almost zero. Alright, the change of Z is almost zero. Thus, we can cancel Z. Okay, we can cancel Z. Cancel Z. That's why leave only this equation as you can see here. Pressure 2. Pressure at point 2 is exposed to the atmospheric pressure. So it is equal to 0. After you form this equation, you need to get the value of P. Make the P become the subject. P1, you rearrange the equation. Alright. This P, you transfer all this to the other side with this one and become this equation. So you substitute the value of gamma, which is 9810 over 2g. Velocity 0.2 minus 0.1 squared. You have calculated before. You get the pressure at 1 is 26.5 kilopascal. Alright. So after you have calculate the pressure, and then you need to apply the momentum equation in X and Y direction. So for this case, the momentum, remember that we have previously, we have the momentum equation. Summation of force in X component is equal to mass flow rate V2x minus V1x. And summation of force in Y component is mass flow rate is equal to V2y minus V1y. So here, X component, alright? When the force is going to right, it is positive. Point upward, it is positive. So from here, let's take a look about the force. Alright, so we have the force in this component, the hydrostatic force, and then we have our X. So this is positive, this is negative. That's why this is positive, this is negative. Mass time velocity 2x. You can see the point 2, there is no x component. That's why it is 0. Minus v1x. v1 we have calculated before. This is v1, which is 1.88. Alright. 1.88. And then you simplify the equation, you get the Rx reaction force X component is 132.6 Newton. For the Y direction is the same that we have. We need to look at the Y component. So the Y component only point number 2. There is no Y component in point number 1. So that is why Ry. So you can see this one, Ry pointing upward. Right, there is no force here. Only reaction force pointing to upwards. So Ry equal to mv2y minus v1y. So v2y, you can see this is v2y component. There is the value that we have calculated before this, which is 7.52. And minus v1y, there is no 1.1 y component, so it is equal to 0. You calculate this value, you get the Ry equal to 62.4 Newton. Alright, therefore that is the final answer. So I think that's all about today's lecture. Thank you for your time and listening. Good luck and all the best. See you next time.